What up, world? It's your man Sean Alvarez, foodilovetoeat.com. It's restaurant week here in Chicago, and we have reservations for the Lakefront restaurant at Theater on the Lake. Man, that menu looks so off the chain. We're about to get into it. Welcome to another episode of Food Amongst Friends. It's Chicago Restaurant Week, and we are here at the Lakefront restaurant at Theater on the Lake. So, as you can see, this is what we were working with right here. We already ordered, so food is going to be coming to us here shortly in courses, of course. The garlic buttered poached shrimp cocktail, verde cocktail sauce. Oh, we got some food showing up already. That's the bruschetta right there. Yeah, there we go. And this is the shrimp cocktail we were just talking about you. So that's the verde sauce. So that bruschetta is the baked brie apricot bruschetta, apricot compote, roasted pepitas, fried garlic, fried sage on a toasted harvest baguette. I'll let you all take a look at that again. And we've got some more stuff coming up. Okay, so we tasted the garlic buttered poached shrimp cocktail as well as the baked brie apricot bruschetta. I really like this dish. I really like the flavors of the fried sage to go along with the apricot. The brie actually is pretty good. Brie is normally a little bit too strong for me, but this is not as strong, or maybe it's because the apricot compote is balancing things out. So yeah, this is very good. And the bread is the right texture as well. It's not too soft and it's not too hard, just right in the middle. The garlic buttered poached shrimp cocktail, this is really good. It's not your average shrimp cocktail, of course. Has some good flavors. You don't even need the cocktail sauce. You can just eat it by itself. The verde cocktail sauce is an interesting twist. I do like it, but I'm more of a man of tradition and prefer traditional cocktail sauce with a little bit of horseradish kick to it. So that's our first course. We have a second course coming up with few bourbon French onion soup and a citrus burrata. So we'll be back with y'all in a minute. So we have an interesting development here. We decided to incorporate some greens in this diet with some arugula that was on the plate, kind of like as decoration, but also you can eat it. And we threw some of that verde cocktail sauce on it, and boy, it was a nice discovery. All right, so the second course has arrived. This is the citrus burrata. Looks like a salad, as you can see. Got that nice, fresh, creamy, fresh mozzarella there. Some pine nuts, some citrus all in the mix on top of a bed of it looks like arugula, so that's going to be very delicious. Right here we have the few bourbon French onion soup. And Few is a spirits company based out of Evanston, Illinois, local, which is right next door to Chicago. I've actually been to the distillery and did a tour, and their stuff is really good. So when I saw that on the menu, I was extremely excited. This entire menu, this is probably one of my favorite menus that I've seen just scrolling. It seems to be some French flair in there with the French onion soup and the mussels, which we'll be having later, as well as the creme brulee. So we're about to get busy with this goodness right here, and we'll be back to tell you more. We are so excited. So here's what's left over from the burrata. Got the arugula, a little bit of blood orange, some thyme de Provence, toasted pine nuts, and some radicchio. So it was really good. The French onion soup is probably my favorite soup growing up as a kid. And then I kind of tethered away from it for a little bit. But nothing beats melted cheese with that spongy bread and that nice onion sauce or onion soup. Onion broth is what I should be saying. But yeah, so the next course just arrived. This is the red wine braised short rib. And right here we have the rosé steamed mussels. So still got a little bit of work to do on this and that, but we're gonna get into this and that in just a little bit. All right, so we are back. I'm gonna tell you all about what we've tasted. These mussels, yo, these mussels are so off the chain. The cream sauce that it's with, these are the rosé steamed mussels with herb butter ciabatta bread. There's that right there. The bread is pretty good. It's perfect for sopping. This sauce, this is probably among the best, if not the best, mussels that I've ever tasted. These are off the chain. Over here, we have the red wine braised short rib. And the thing that's interesting about this, that mushroom gravy is so off the chain. It's got a fig in there. The meat tastes pretty good. It's got a little bit of a peppery flavor to it. And the arugula, that's probably where the peppery stuff's coming from now I think about it, the arugula, because the arugula itself is very peppery. But it does taste like there is a little bit of black pepper somewhere in the short rib or either in the sauce, but I think it's the short rib. Would you say it's the short rib?
I say short rib, and then it pairs well with the arugula, which enhances it.
Man, but this dish is off the chain. The texture is not as tender as I would like it. It's not tough, but it's a little bit chewier than what I would like. But nonetheless, it is very delicious. Look at this beauty right here. Oh my God. Sop. This sauce is so off the chain. It's got leeks in it. Give it that nice oniony flavor. The French know how to make sauces, boy. Delicious. So the fourth and final course is here. The dessert board didn't really tickle our fancy, but the Horshadow Creme Brulee sure did. So here it is right here. The only dish that we got the same of. Normally we usually split dishes here on Food Amongst Friends, and it actually happens naturally, but this we had to both get the same thing. Huge fan of creme brulee. I am speaking in Yoda now, but I love creme brulee. And the Horshadow creme brulee, these strawberries, off the chain. I'm gonna let you all know how it is in a minute. All right, so this Horshadow creme brulee, man, it's super cracking. The flavor is just like, it's like a nice balance of richness, sweetness, milkiness, and then the charred custard on top. Man, it looks like stained glass window almost. It feels like glass when you crack into it. It's so nice and thick. Man, big props to the Lakefront restaurant. They really came with it for Restaurant Week here in Chicago for 2021. Man, I am having a super duper time. What do you think about this over here?
I couldn't even say anything because I'm so into eating my food.
Obviously, you can see that she's getting it in. I'm going to stop talking, and I am going to continue to eat and indulge. Man, so we have dined sufficiently. Woo, goodness gracious, this was quite the meal. So we're going to run down real quick what we had. So here's the menu. Thank you. Great service here as well, but it still has 2020 on the thing. Somebody either made a mistake. I doubt if this was from last year. I don't think that's us, but we will take it again if you want to give it to us. Got it at the table next to us.
I could understand if they said, you know what, we're going to reuse these the next year because we printed something.
Right, that's true too. So
way to go to be sustainable.
Exactly. So as you can see, the dinner, 4-course meal, $55. Very good value, I would say. There have been a lot of restaurants. I did thorough research on all of the, or most, I won't say all, but most of the restaurants participating, looking at menus, making comparisons, seeing what has the best bang for the buck. And I would have to say this and a few other places, they definitely have their bang for their buck. This is the first stop, so we got a couple more stops to go throughout the next few days. But yo, garlic buttered poached shrimp cocktail was excellent. The baked brie apricot bruschetta was really good. Few bourbon French toast, French onion soup. I'm thinking about Sunday already. But the few bourbon French onion soup, very delicious. The croutons were really good. Of course, the traditional Gruyere cheese. And it was a nice little twist because they put a little bit of Evanston's very own few bourbon in the broth. The citrus burrata was really good. It's more like a salad, which is what I was expecting. I was more interested in the creamy fresh mozzarella. And all of the salad was very good as well. The red wine braised short rib, that oyster mushroom mornay sauce, absolutely ridiculous. And it has smoked figs. The short rib was really good. Not as tender as I would have liked, but the flavor was on point. And I really don't even eat beef. Right here, as you can see above the roasting mussel, the mussels, the vegetarian option that they had that we did not go with, but for all you vegetarians, that's what they are offering here. But the roasting mussels, whew, my goodness, the sauce was so awesome, the bread was good, and then they brought out the extra bread when I needed to do some sopping, and it was nice and crispy and warm. Perfect flavor. You could taste a little bit of the oil in it. I'm pretty sure it was olive oil. Oh man, that was delicious. And the Horshadow Creme Brulee. What more can I say about you? Whew. Probably some of the best creme brulee that I've ever had. Like, as I said earlier, the creaminess, the sweetness, the milkiness, it all came together like magic. A little bit of cinnamon was in there, the vanilla bean. Absolutely magnificent. So that wraps this up. Once again, this is Food Amongst Friends. It's your man Sean Alvarez. Until next time, peace and blessings.